I take my health slightly more seriously than entertaining the nation. I want to go home, watch the DVD, and be ill. This towel stinks, and you can tell Davina that. Hey, welcome to Big Brother's Little Brother. I hope you're very well. On the show today, ladies and gentlemen, apart from us getting in trouble from the fat cats over there, we've got Rona Cameron's with us. She's over there. Lovely Rona. She's in the camera run. And she's feeling evil. The paparazzi pioneer Daryl Lyons is going to be putting us in the picture. Wonderful stuff. And today, well, it's pretty much all about Shabazz, has to be said. But before we go any further, we kick off as we always do with Little Brother's big news. All going. Wow. First up, hello there. Hello there, BBLB. What's that? At 3:26 this morning, tongues were wagging, and I don't mean gossip. There's been some kissing going on, but who was it? We should take a look, you say? All right, then. Curious. Yes, you're right. Curious and curious. So who was it? Was it Pete and Lisa? Caesar and Imogen? Grace and Mikey? Are you telling me to find out I've got to tune into tonight's show at 9 p.m. on Channel 4? Curse you. Next story. At 1:52 this afternoon, Shabazz came to speak to Big Brother again to talk about his time in the house. Should he stay or should he go? Does he even know himself? I don't know. Let's take a look, children.
I'm ready to leave the diary room, Big Brother. I have to face my public.
Thank you, Shabazz.
I'll see you at the other end.
But what does he mean? When he's made up his mind, we will let you know. And story 3 at 5:07 this afternoon. Shabazz, who is still in the house, went for an afternoon dip. However, it was not quite as relaxing as he'd planned. Take a look.
Oh my God, what's he doing?
God, what's he doing?
Oh my God, what's he doing? He's not going to get naked.
I know we quickly run and take his clothes.
No.
Can you do me a favour?
Ooh. Am I bothered?
Now, I know we've all had a bit of fun, but that's just not. That was Little Brother's big news. Hello there. Now then, tensions are running high in the house. We thought it'd be pretty apt time to recap on what could be the cause of this week's troubles, i.e. the Brotherhood task. So, here we go. On day one, the house was divided by the Big Brotherhood. Its founding members were Shabazz. Oh, I like that. That's good. And Lisa. She's over here. Right. Fine. Then on day two, much to Nikki's disappointment, check this out. Ooh, I'm sad. Ooh. Pete was taken in because they found out they actually liked him more. Nice. OK, on day three, Lisa saved Grace because she has an EU surplus of tracky bottoms. Shabazz picked Richard because, in his words, the gays should stick together. Collectively, as a group, they picked Leah because she's got big boobs. Once again, much to Nikki's disappointment. On day four, Caesar randomly joined the group after unwrapping a hat. So, it's day 6, and all of those people are immune from eviction. But what will happen to the 7 that are left? There've been no more new members today, but the pressure of leadership seems to be telling on Shabazz. With that in mind, Today's cool BBLB could only be, should Shabazz leave the house? These, my friends, are numbers to school. OK, joining us now is a guest who, whilst being no stranger to reality squabbles, isn't afraid to give our young greenhorns a good tongue lashing. It's comedian Ryan Cameron, everyone. Happy to meet you. 6 days since they've entered the house. Yeah. What do you think of them this year?
Well, I think, you know, it's hard to get to know some of the people because I think everybody's been just launched into dealing with Shabazz, you know, so I think that's what the whole show has become about at the moment. So I think some of the quieter personalities have found it hard to perhaps get through. So I think we've gone immediately right into a very intense, tricky situation.
Well, that's what I don't get, because normally we have about 3 or 4 weeks of just going, I like you, I like you a lot. Now we're falling out.
Exactly,
you know?
and when there's it's so early on, I think what it might be good to mention, as somebody who's been on a reality TV show, I think what people don't understand, who's watching, who's not been on, is you very quickly become institutionalised, you see, very, very quickly within 24 or 48 hours. And I think in this case, because they've gone straight into a situation with lots of conflict, immediately people have kind of just wanted to grab their allies, grab potential sexual partners, and I think that people have had to establish, you know, alpha male role, alpha female roles much quicker than usual, so it's gone really just crazy right away.
Do you have a favourite? Are you enjoying watching anyone in particular?
Well, my favourites are, from a sort of sexual lust point of view, Caesar. And I think Pete is also very attractive, and I think he's probably the brightest and the nicest person. I'm not just saying that because he's got Tourette's. I think that...
Most people are saying that.
Yeah, the stuff he said in the diary room, you know, was pretty revealing, pretty insightful. And I think he looked really good in the wig. So very, very, very good.
Well, Shabazz has obviously been one of the characters, the biggest characters so far. What do you think of him, and what do you think of his impact in the house so far? Because it's quite hard, because
I feel really sad for him.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I was really, really irritated by him the first few days. I couldn't stand the sight of his face or anything, but now I feel tremendous empathy with the character. I think he's got some terrible abandonment issues, and I think that he's...
I mean, it's hard not to feel sympathy when you saw his clothes being stolen there, but at the same time, he just seems to almost have it in for himself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, clearly the guy needs to sort himself out, doesn't he? I mean, in my opinion, I think he's a bit delusional. But let's not forget, he is a leading lady, and they're just a cast. Yeah. And when the cast don't get on with the leading lady, he has to blow. Let's hope there's no blowing in the house by Shabazz.
Well, quite. Let's remind ourselves of his very short journey.
Hello, everyone. Well done. I'm an old, dried-up queen.
Shabazz.
A real beautiful person.
She's a source of entertainment.
What is it? You see a little bit of method acting and you all go into a strop. The idea of me being in this house is too much for everyone.
He's a drama queen. He is a tragic hero. He will be his own downfall.
Why are you doing that for the camera, Shabazz?
Honestly, you could not script a character like this. You just couldn't.
Yeah.
Insane Betty Davis eyes. The group has had Shabazz as their focus of attention.
Yeah.
What do you think will happen when he goes?
I think the group will settle down slightly. But I also think that the group will probably not forgive the ones who've maybe been a bit more allied to him, so there'll still be some sort of feelings about that, you know, as the show goes on. Pete's been pretty sympathetic towards him. Dawn has, but then Dawn's pretty level-headed, like Dawn. Yeah. She's level-headed, she's a mother. Let's be clear, Dawn's a mother, Rich is a father. That's what's happened in the group.
Well, absolutely, yeah. But it's interesting, do you think that... because there have to be conflicts within the group.
Yes, absolutely, and it will happen inevitably through some other means, but we just didn't expect it to happen so soon in such an extreme way. The terrible thing about Shabazz is he's his own worst enemy. He tries things calm down slightly, he gets very upset, and then people like Caesar, who's meant to be his sort of arch enemy, comes and gives out the olive branch, and then he trashes all over it again by doing something else crazy. So he's beyond help.
Well, I was going to say, what could he have done anything to turn it around, do you think?
I think he'd be best to turn it around, but I honestly don't know if he has the skills, because I think that he's built up so many barriers over the years. Obviously, he's quite an isolated, alienated character, and we can see why. But I suspect he's had maybe a really difficult time at school or something, because he keeps going about Packy Poof, which is just really sad.
Well, quite, especially being at 37
yeah,
years
and it's
old.
probably just a really rough time in Glasgow. He's 37, you know, he's probably been quite camp for a number of years, and it's probably something that's just haunted him for a long time. And he's taken it into the group situation, and he's just acted out, and he's a bit out of control.
Yes,
but,
sure.
of course, it has become entertaining as well for us,
Well, quite.
at his expense.
Now
I
then,
don't know what they do. Calm down a bit.
We mentioned in the news earlier that things got quite steamy for 2 housemates last night.
Yes.
Any ideas who?
Well, you know, one would think immediately that could be Caesar, because it looks like... do get a couple of Imogen.
Yes.
It looks like Imogen is actually going towards Caesar now, because I thought that maybe she liked a more silent, duller man like Mikey. But I don't know. But then what I was laughing at was in the pool last night when Lisa didn't seem that interested in Pete, and then Pete got his bit out, and suddenly Lisa's got his arm around him, as she would, because have you seen it's a fairly impressive situation
I
down
haven't
there.
seen that. And,
It's, I have to say...
And it's tea time, so I'm
it's
quite
a bit of
glad
a
I
shock.
haven't.
So I think it might be Lisa or Pete, but I think Caesar has won Imogen round slightly, and they're starting to pay her off now, and Mikey's gone with...
And lastly, early doors, but who do you think's going to win?
Pete.
That's what everyone's saying.
I think, listen, can I just say for the record, I think that Shabazz should try and work through his problems a bit and stay. Not that you can hear me saying that, but...
If you shout that loud, he might be in the diary room, so he might be able to hear it.
He's not a number. He's not a number. I think we should be clear about that.
He's
not
a free
a
man.
number.
Thank you very much. Round the camera, everyone.
Thank you.
Lovely. OK, join us after the break, when we're going to hear your views on Cool BBLB, and I'm going to be joined by Top of the Pack, Darren Lyons. We'll see you in 4:08. Oh, hello there. Welcome back to Day 6. The time is 7:47. Not a child in the house washed. Coming up, Darren Lyons is going to be talking tabloids and going to be hearing your thoughts on whether Shabazz should leave, because he is in all sorts of trouble. Remember, BBLB is an interactive show. 3 shows in, and you so far have been rubbish. So, we want to hear from you in our quite sad and lonely wall of correspondence at the moment. So, if you found a picture of Richard bent into your toast, although how you find a picture of a sexual terrorist bent into your toast, I'm not entirely sure. Put some jam on me. Or if you reckon your freezer hums like Caesar, then don't hesitate to get in touch. Please, you said you would. Please! You said you would. OK, over the last 6 days, we've watched in wonderment as the latest characters have jostled into place to demonstrate their star quality. We're here to separate the A-list from the A-list wheat from the D-list chaff. Is paparazzi prince and all-round tabloid tyrant, Darren Lyons, everyone.
Hey, thank you. Good, mate.
Good to see you. Darren, you started out as a photographer. Right? Darren, you started out as a photographer.
Yes, mate.
And now you run a huge picture agency.
Yep.
Which of our new housemates do you think sort of took to the paparazzi experience of opening night?
Yeah, I
much
think
towards?
Nikki was a no-brainer simply because of that bunny outfit. And, you know, she just had some kind of star quality. She's going to be big
Was she
bucks.
kind of acted as she got out of the car, and she went, and it was like kind of like when she got to the top and turned around and paused and went.
Yeah, I know.
No housemates do that.
No, they're acting inside their house now. But
Yeah.
no, I think that she's just got something about her, Dermot. And I'll tell you what, that bunny outfit already is worth $100,000 to her as soon as she walks out of that house. Oh, yeah, without question. No worries. I mean, think of it. PAs, you know, all around the country, $5,000 a time. The, you know, setups coming out of restaurants, nightclubs. It's big, big money for big, big exclusives.
OK, what about the rest? Anyone else catch your eye on opening night?
Well, Caesar, I think it's Caesar's Palace, and I think it is to a degree Caesar's Palace. I like Caesar simply because he's a straight shooter. He's got no inhibitions about what he's doing. He's going straight for the girls, and he's also really talking a lot of sense in there. I mean, what he's talking is a straight shooter, and I think he's going to be tabloids are going to love him.
OK, have any of the current housemates have caught your eye since you've been in the house in terms of the other ladies? I was going to ask.
Yeah, Imogen without question, and I think she's being very, very crafty and very smart, and she's already caught on to Caesar. I think she was a bit wavery at the start about who she was going to go for men-wise, but she's already hitting. We're getting pictures on MrPaparazzi.com being sent into us, already thousands being made.
What I was going to ask you, actually, because a lot of these girls have had kind of sort of past in modelling and so forth.
That's right.
Does that put the value up, or does that put the value down?
Well, I think the interesting thing is they're going to need really good management, and they're going to need people looking after the picture side of things when they get out, because even studio pictures, paparazzi pictures are going to be worth seriously, fortunes to these guys. I mean, we are already today, I don't know if you saw the papers this morning, but we've got our pictures of Nikki all over, sent in from a photographer and sent in from punters. We've got a lot more today of Pete, because Pete has been, on the show really, really big. So everyone's phoning up, and all those people are just sending it into our website, and we're selling it for them. And I think we've made a guy today £6,500.
My word. OK, listen, we talked about Nikki earlier on. Let's take a look at why she's been such a big character in the house.
Do you not drink tea or coffee, Shebang?
She keeps saying shebang.
Oh, sorry, it's just easier.
Nikki's making this place. She's just so funny.
And Nikki is my little fairy princess.
Leah gave me some wipes. But I need my waterproof eye makeup remover. I feel grotesque.
Nikki, calm down.
I physically can't drink that water. I will puke up if I have to drink another glass of that.
I have no idea how many.
They've taken all the food, Margie. Everything. I actually feel like I'm gonna die. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not. I hate it, and I keep crying because of you. I'm crying because of you.
It's just extraordinary what she gets away with and Shabazz doesn't. That's the thing that freaks me out. I mean, any chance of her being snapped up as a bottled water manufacturer, or any chance of her being wife material? Ever?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she's going to be a dream at the moment. I think not only the water thing, but I just think she's got something about her that advertisers are going to love. She's unpredictable. And I think to walk out of the Big Brother house, I think you've got to be prepared to be unpredictable. You've got to reinvent yourself all the time. These guys don't even know how hard they've got to work yet. This is easy street. If they start turning things down and walking out of this place like Mr. Superstar or Mrs. Superstar or Miss Superstar for that matter, they're going to lose it. They're going to have to work 24/7 to make big money when they get out of here.
What happens, when you snap them in the street? I mean, how do they make their money when they leave?
Well, a lot of them are going to be in collusion, hopefully with me. I mean, that happens a tremendous amount in the paparazzi game these days. We have a tremendous amount of celebrities on the books that work with us.
So what happens? They call you up and they say...
They call me up. I'm in, Darren, I'm sitting on a beach in Barbados. Send your snapper along and I want X amount of percentage. That's the way it works.
You take the picture, or your snapper takes the picture. They sell it to a
We
paper.
sell it, absolutely. We sell it and they get part of the proceeds.
You're kidding me.
No, you should do it, Dermot.
I'll get your number later on. That sounds fantastic. And is that cheating, or do you like that, or do you prefer the?
No,
I think better to get a picture where, because you see the pictures of the girls in the swimming pools going, oh, have I just been shot? Oh, I can't believe it. Well, it's so obvious. But do you sort of prefer the shots where you?
Well, I think it's better being the friendly paparazzi than the unfriendly paparazzi. And I think it's very important for all these housemates when they come out to work with the paparazzi. If they start working against the media, they'll be forgotten about within a week. And that is a big secret to their future. They've got to have the right management, they've got to have the right team about them, and they don't realise they could earn £250,000 to £500,000 just through pictures as soon as they walk out of that.
I was going to say, I mean, Big Brother obviously is a totally different animal now than it was when it first started out. It's still, fantastic people watching, but these people go in for different reasons, I think.
Yeah.
How much can housemates expect to make? Because that's probably what they're thinking to a degree, right?
Well, a lot of them are thinking that, and they can be expected to make... I think there's going to be 2 or 3 that can expect big magazines deals for $250,000 to $500,000.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. Big money. I think one of them will end up a millionaire. I'm not sure which one at this stage, but I think that one of them's going to end up a millionaire over a period of time.
All right, brilliant. Listen, thank you so much, Darren, everyone. Thank you. Darren's staying with us for Cool BBLB, as is Rona, if you would, Rona. Come and join us. Which is quite simply, today, should Shabazz leave the house? Let's go straight to the lines. David in Richmond. Hello, mate.
Hi, Dermot.
How are you? All right, David?
Not too bad.
What do you think?
Get rid. I mean, just get rid. I mean, he started off fun. Now he's an absolute nutcase who basically has alienated himself. If he didn't have the supremacy hat on his head, he'll be going straight away.
But David, the question really is, should he leave the house? As in, for his own good?
For his own good, he should leave the house, because basically they're not going to put up with his rubbish.
But do you not think he can... Is there no way you don't think he can turn it around?
No, not at all. No, I mean, He's gone too far now. He's alienated himself. He's just basically gone into mad mode.
Okay, but the thing is, I mean, I know he's been petulant, and I know he's been, like, you know, slightly loopy, but he hasn't really done anything wrong, has he?
Well, no, but, you know, he's a bit like Nicky, me. But at the end of the day, you know, Richard, you know, knocked it on the head by just saying, we don't need you.
All right, thanks a lot, David.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thoughts?
I think he's been incredibly entertaining. I mean, I think it's hilarious, and I think what the public are going to probably do is vote. Well, I know he's not in this week, but they're going to try and keep him there because he's good fun. But look, he drives me mad. I can't believe he hasn't had a knuckle sandwich from someone at this stage. But he's completely crazy. Okay, but it's great TV.
Let's go to Sharon in Birmingham. Sharon, you think it's unfair on Shabazz, right?
Oh, most definitely, Dermot. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Shabazz. He is actually being himself. From the moment he walked into the house, everybody's saying, be yourself, change, whatever. That is Shabazz. Why should he change? There's a saying that goes, you know, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. Yeah? Shabazz is in Rome, but he refuses to do as the Romans do. He's being himself. Why do we want to change him? You know, Richard said to him, change. You know, be yourself. Richard doesn't even know him. Leave Shabazz alone. If Shabazz comes out of Big Brother, there is no Big Brother. Leave him alone.
Sharon,
He's considered a freak. I mean, that guy sitting next to you, Darren, he looks like a parrot. If he was to walk down the road, they'd say that something was wrong with him.
Thanks, Sharon. Certainly balance things up. Thanks a lot to our guests. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.